Hello guys, it is Bryce here, and I'm sorry that I jumped for real because my footage got corrupted. So I'll just go over an overview of what has happened right now and what I put in. I got to level 2, which if you followed what I did, you're gonna be level 2 now. You have the South. Yeah, I put some South American things here. I just put some bigger suburban houses here. They're actually called the medium suburban houses. I put some apartments here, a middle school. I put some more here, a playground. And this is what I did. I made a little island here, and it's really easy to do actually. All you have to do for roads, just get a slanted road, angle it like this, and then build up some things. The next thing you want to do to make this is you're going to put some concrete like down here, and you can level it if you're on keyboard by doing Q and E, and that's how you just level that. And if you want to know what I used for the custom for the water, how I did it is customize terrain, scroll down, find this right here. You want to click on this, that's your material, and for color you just want to use this one right here. This is like the most, like, you could go for like this one or this one. I think this one personally looks better, so yeah, and then I just filled it in. The next thing I did was I extended the city out a couple times, and all you have to do to make this is just get like, it's gonna cost 3,500 in total. Once you have that, then you chill, that's how much it's gonna cost. And just put like some dots of things here. I also put a solar panel right here because these guys over here needed a lot of power, and I'm actually going to add a couple more. Put 1, 2, 3. That's about like 5 right there. And then I just put some more suburban houses here, and I put a parking lot here so they can park at the motel. Here I have a little Japanese shop for the islanders to go to. This is kind of where all the workers kind of live right now. Have some dual shotgun houses. They cost $750 each. They're pretty good buy. I just put those along the sides. I put 2 small warehouses there. Pretty good budget thing to have because they can hold 30 workers each, and they don't cost $750. Which these ones only can hold 20 workers, and they cost like 1,500. And this is the office. These guys can only hold 8 residents, which is kind of bad, so I think I'm gonna actually switch them out. Okay, medium suburban house. Boom. And then for here, it's just put a bunch of whatever kind of South American houses, bunch of apartments. And I actually think I'm gonna put in another apartment because we just need more people living here. Or should I think I'm just gonna get rid of these entirely. Just put apartments. That's probably the best thing to do because they're cheaper and they give more population density. And then over here is like the Broadway. I don't know why they're not getting employed, but because I think it's because these things can only hold so many people. But even then, everyone here is not like employed. I don't really know what to do. I think I'm just gonna delete them all because I think for they to work at these higher class shops, the apartment has to be that level. So I think I'm just gonna put in a bunch of medium suburban houses for this. And how you want to make this little like main way road, just from here, just connect it, loop it out sideways, leave this space, and then just keep going through. Because here we could just put more shops, because if you check here, 279, 368 positions, because those are all level 2 positions. You guys have to earn experience to be able to work at those higher level shops. They have to figure out how to work at the lower level shops before they can work at the higher ones. Just put some coffee on each corner because they all need coffee. Put the South American shops. That should give them things to work at. Yeah, 100% employed across the board here. Oh, this one's not. Yeah. They'll filter through and get their jobs in eventually. They're just gonna have to start working at these ones. And when they do that, for these level 1s, you can see. And then the ones who are experienced will venture into the coffee shops, and then they'll go to these. Through here, since nothing's getting kind of occupied, you could just put trees here if you wanted to. I haven't right now, because I'm just going to keep putting just more level 1 stuff everywhere. I think here I'm just going to put a barn, because it kind of looks like nice. And then some classic factories along these lines. Okay. And then I'm actually going to take off the chat. Okay, so now once you have this might take a while. It took me 16 minutes to get all this, and then that's when the video recording got corrupted, which is really sad. But yeah, you're gonna have basically all of this, and then this kind of beach thing is optional. It might not really help out your city that much, but it just makes it pop a little bit. So I recommend doing this. And then you're also gonna, for just do this, you're gonna need to buy a square that costs 15k, another square over here that costs 15k, and then one right here that costs 15k. That's about like $45,000 just in squares, and then just things up. This is actually going to be part 2 and 3 because, yeah, there's not really much because it corrupted, and there's not really much I can do about it anymore. Okay, so I'm just going to put a couple more shops so they can get their XP, bunch of just classic shops. Okay, now we're ready to build into this square. So how you want to do this, just take a roadway from here. Oh, I messed it up. Okay, and you're just gonna take it around, and then you want to turn here, come back, and turn. You want to make sure all these spots are accessible by the road so that they're actually getting use out of them, because otherwise they're just kind of useless and we don't really need them. You wanna, wait, no, I have to take it back one as well. I messed it up again. That guy's driving into the void. Okay, it's gonna bring it all the way down. Okay, now we have this little spot right here, which we're gonna put more houses, more neighborhoods are gonna be created. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, now that we have those houses there, you want to come over here to park and recreation and put a statue of the founder, which is you, and that counts as a park. And then you could just put another one right here. Okay, now we can check what they're doing. Got all that. Okay, they want more level 2 shops and more parks and more forests. Okay, so for more level 2 parks, we can just put another park right here. This little park center. And then over here, we might as well put a park right here. Okay. That should boost that up to 100, yeah. Now they want more, wait, no, that was the wrong side. Yep, 100. Now the only thing they want are more trees, which can be pretty annoying to make it sometimes, because all you're just doing is clicking and jumping. So I'm just gonna fill in all the spots we don't need. This is why I kind of like the beach here, because it provides more spot that we're not gonna use that we can use on trees. And then I'm actually gonna put just a bunch of solar panels here so that they can power our city better, and then we can just put a bunch of trees. Nature and props. Over here we could do some spruce. Spruce will spruce things up. Bad joke, I know. Oh, no, we don't need to buy that yet. Just a little bit, we're probably gonna have to buy that though. And I'm just leaving this spot open so we can expand farther out. Okay, back to over here. We can just put some little trees around this guy, as so. Okay, now we have this going. Now, let's check how many unemployed people we have. We only have 9 unemployed citizens, which is actually very helpful and good. Yeah, I knew it. Okay. So that means we should have more houses now. Because we cut down on unemployment, we're going to bring it right back up so we can put more people to work. And boom. Might as well put some trees right here because it's not being used. And you can't really use that. Okay, now let's check how many we have. 51 unemployed. We'll just keep building more right now. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now I can put some more right here. And some more like here. As you done that, now is for trees once again. Line it up on the back right here. And just fill in the spots. This is a pretty good neighborhood right here. Now let's check our employment rate. Okay, so there's 87, but there's 316 positions available for them to work at. So we could still get going if we want to, which I think we're gonna do. And we're gonna build out right from here. And we're probably gonna take a turn right here and then configure it up and make a little, like a snake. Okay, $25,000. Since I have all this money from just like sitting here, and you'll probably get this pretty quick as well, I'm just gonna buy it. Boom, more area for us to expand our city. Boom, come out like this, like so. Bring it around, and I'll turn right here. We're actually gonna bring it out twice this time. Cut through, and now we're gonna go out from let's go out from right here. 3 times. Do the same trick that we did at the very start of part 1 over there. Do this little trick, same thing, exact same thing. But except now we have more money and we can make it look better. What we're gonna do is cut these 2. Now there's 3 main roads and there's a bunch more spaces we can put houses and just general things like that. I'm gonna start off by putting these like this. Boom. And for this, we're gonna put all houses on the side. And then we're gonna put some commercial buildings. Oh, I didn't even see. We got level 3 now. Well, then we might as well get rid of these houses. Oh, yeah, here we go. Just popped up everything. Okay. Well, now we might as well just get rid of these houses and replace them with level 3. Okay. So what we're gonna do here, we have a ton of things now to work with. I think we should do these small suburban apartments, like, oh, these cost a lot, so we're only gonna do probably 2, because I know these hold a lot as well. Yeah, 160 residents. They're complaining about power, even though we got a bunch of power for them. Oh, these are expensive too. But I feel like that's kind of expected now. Everything's just gonna be expensive. Let's put it right here. Okay. And then put some medium houses on each side. Okay, well now we could just put in our first big thing, and I think that's gonna be some offices. Now these are gonna look like skyscrapers for us right now. And then we could put in a Japanese thing right there. And let's do just a little office as well right here. Okay. And then there's kind of not really much for us to do. And now let's check out the commercial factor of this. Okay, these Mega Marts or Walmarts are pretty good, so I say we could put like 2 of these down. That'll pump out a lot of people. Let's do a medium. Oh, yes. This is where we can put them over here. This is what I've been waiting for a long time. Put one right there. Okay. That'll get people working at that probably instantly. We could put a hotel right here. That looks pretty good. And then we'll just put 2 Japanese office buildings right there. And then we can put some modern shops. Oh, I'm already out of money. I'm telling you, these modern ones cost way more than the normal ones, but they can hold way more like workers and stuff, which is good when we're trying to build these things in bulk. See, these things can hold 10 workers each, which may not seem a lot because this is only the small shops. They can get way more. And this is literally kind of like the same thing. They can hold 35, but this is only a level 3, and so is that one. Yep, 100% employed. That's very good. But we need a way to figure out how to put a bunch of these. And these are only level 2, but these guys are all working at the things. At these little shops, probably. So to fix that, we could just put more bigger apartments. Let's go with let's go with these ones, because these ones cost more and they hold more people. Okay. Let's see how much that bumps us to now. Yeah, we're gonna probably get more, so put some more like this, and like this. Now we got a ton of people working here. Let's add one more. Oh, it qualifies as a factory, I forgot. One more classic office. And there we go. So this is kind of our level 3 side of things that we got working here. Yep, they're already filling up with all these new people. Yeah, they're complaining about nature because we just got into a new level. Oh yeah, they also want a new school. There's a bunch of stuff that we can get for them now. They want high schools now. That cost a absolute ton. So we're gonna get another property right here, and then I think we're gonna put the hospital right here. I mean, high school. It's gonna sit right here. It's gonna look very nice. Or should we put it? I think it looks better right here. Kind of where all the tier 3 cities are at. Also, these prize things that they're doing, I could go like, Ada, Betty, Chris, and David have $45. If Ada gets you, Chris triples his money, and David's money is cut in half. 4 of them have the same amount of money. Initially, Ada has blank how much money it costs. I am not gonna go and do this thing, but if you guys want to, you can, because it could probably help your city out a lot. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna stick to what this game has to offer in it already. Okay. Boom. Now they got a high school here. That's gonna immediately bump up this to 100. They don't have any parks. Now this is where we're gonna get rid of one of these things, because we can put in something much better. Parks and recreations, tennis court or soccer field. It doesn't really matter, but I'm gonna go with the tennis court because I don't know, it looks better in this little spot. And then over here, if you wanted to, you could put stuff on the beach, but I'm not gonna. And over here, I'll put the soccer. Oh. That counts as another object, I think. I'll just put a playground there, I guess, then. Okay. Now, they really just want, like, nature and stuff. So we're just gonna fill this kind of up with nature, because $75 for us now is nothing, and we could just spam these all day long. And then we could put we could put some, oh yeah, level 3 American Factory. This looks pretty good. Okay. And then over here, we're gonna go with some more just American factories, because I think they need some more places to work at. Yeah, they do. They need a lot more. Okay. You can go with these warehouses, cost a lot, but they can pack in a bunch of people just like the other ones. See, 60 workers each. They still want more power, so this is when it's going to cost a lot of money as well. You need to get a coal power plant. Boom. And you don't want to get rid of these, because these support the tier 2 power, and those support the tier 1 powers. But the tier 3 powers is going to all be made by this thing. Look. Boom. 10 watts energy an hour, so we might need a couple of those actually. Let's see how many the solar panels produce. Yeah, same thing. 100. These are better for like local, but those ones are just better overall. Okay. Put another one right here. And that should fix the energy problem. Okay, now they just want more greenery and parks. So I think we're gonna get rid of a couple trees here, and we're gonna add a bunch of parks. Let's do some boom, boom, boom. Okay, that looks good. Okay, now we have all this stuff sorted out. Everyone's pretty much, all of them are working. Just need like a couple more people to work. Now we can start expanding this spot. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, now that this is all kind of built, we're gonna go to small American apartments now. And we're gonna put just a bunch of those right there. And then we could put some traditional Japanese house, like 3 of them. Okay, now that we have done that, we have 2.5k people. So now we're just gonna focus on getting all of them to have jobs. So we're gonna go with a Suburban office right there. We're gonna go for some American offices. And the way I kind of like to do with these, like kind of try to make them like fit like this, because that looks really good. And then I think I'm even gonna extend it out just so I can get that last one in there. Kind of silly to do that, but hey, it looks good. And that's all that matters really for right now. Boom. Now this looks a lot better than just putting them randomly. I think I'm also gonna put another factory right there. And these things can hold 80 residents each. That's 40 right there. That's 200. That's gonna supply from those guys. And these can hold 100 each. So we're gonna add a lot more people to our city right now. Boom, boom, and then boom, boom, boom. Okay, that should bring in more than enough. Okay, they still have not enough workers. So we're gonna add one big thing right here, and then just some of the modern houses right here. Little modern house start, and then we could make a little raised city for all the modern houses and stuff like that. And now we're gonna, to make this little modern raised place, we're gonna build it out of concrete. Boom, boom. Just build it out like this. This is gonna be where all like kind of like the retired people live. They worked their life and now they just get to live up here. Okay. And now we're gonna small modern houses. I'm just gonna layer these. And then up. Okay, now that we have this, we're gonna get this property for 50k. And then if any of these guys want to work, which they probably are, they are going to be working down here, and some of the other people are also going to be working here. And we could bring it through here, but yeah. And this is another way to get into this more modern part, is they could come for this highway. So there's two ways to access this. Some more people could come through to work here. Okay, we're gonna build it out more. I'm gonna bring it around and then come right here. Boom. Now we can put in, some factories. These cost 10K each, so you don't want to put in too many of them. Like just 2, and that's fine. And then for commercial, we could do small modern shops. And these cost 17K each, so these are even a bigger threat to your money. Put 2 right there. See, instantly down to 38, but we got such good economy going that it builds itself right back up. We're gonna put a Mega Mart right here, or 2 of them actually. And then the rest is just gonna be more houses, I think. Boom. Small moderns. We're going up. Okay, we're up. Now we need to put in more nature, because all the people in the city want this nature. Just kind of spam it around, because it'll eventually all get filled in. Okay, now we can see what they want for level 3. They want more, and then parks for level 3. So we might as well put some more parks. Right, one right there, one right there, and one right there. Let's see if that brought it up. I think it did. Yep, parks, and now we just gotta play the game where we buy as many trees as we can, which is very annoying. Okay, can just put, I guess we could just put some more houses here, and then we do the trees, because you gotta make it at least look somewhat good. Okay. Oh, this is intense clicking right here. Oh, okay. Now, could check this. 498, could put some more shops in. I just pull more these little modern shops, like 2, and then for the industrial to supply those modern shops, we'll do the factories. Modern problems require modern solutions. Okay. If you'd followed all this and caught up on what I did over here, this is gonna be part 2 and 3. This is what it looks like from a sky view. It's kind of built out more. There's currently nothing here right now. So I think I'm gonna put this little spot as a little founder thing. That looks pretty good. Okay, so what we got here, we're just gonna do a little overview, kind of where most of the people work. I don't know why that one's glitched. Okay, yep, this is where most of the people work. Over here, this is where like the normal people kind of live. They're just kind of chilling here. Could put more trees here if you wanted to. I didn't see that. This is where we get some coal power. We got some other things, little parks here, a bunch of Walmarts. They go to shop too. Little suburban place where everyone lives with their families. Power just kind of loops through the whole city. It's kind of fun just walking through. You can see all these little Broadway kind of. This is also Broadway. Everyone just working here. The jobs. This is from part 1. You can see how it's kind of develops over time of through walking. This is what I have created to show you how to make it, and I suggest you follow this little guide that I've done for part 2 and 3, because your city will end up looking like this, and this is a flourishing city. Okay, that's the end for this video. Peace. Oh, what the heck? Guys, well, peace out.